you lost another one.
Here we are. While surely carrying an abundance of talent, the two men headlining UFC 288 are perhaps the cringiest of all fighters within the UFC, and are known for their comedic input on a daily basis, poking fun at other fighters in order to get a rise. But what happens when you put the two of them to fight for a belt? Sterling's rise to stardom was conflicted. However, he is the one with the belt. Since Triple C left the UFC back in 2022, a lot has changed in the bantamweight division. Cejudo's last performance inside the octagon left us wanting more. Cringiness apart, Cejudo is one of the most formidable talents we have seen inside the octagon. The belt changed hands a few times while Cejudo was gone, ultimately seeing Aljamain Sterling as the champion. Ever since his win by disqualification over Peter Yan, Sterling began to play the main role of Cringe, poking fun at Peter Yan over his illegal knee in their bout garnered negative views from the fan base, who still considered him a paper champ. His injury delayed him from an immediate rematch with Yan, frustrating fans even further. Sterling's controversial win in the rematch saw him calling out TJ Dillashaw.
Aljamain, hey TJ Dillashaw, where the fuck you at? You next, bitch! That was my next question.
Dillashaw showing up injured in his title fight against Sterling carried even more controversy. Sterling was still considered by many as a lucky champ, having 3 very controversial title fights go his way. He took the chance to call out Henry Cejudo following his latest bout. With Cejudo back in the testing pool, he was ready to get back into full action. Sterling's antics, mixed with the distaste of a large part of the fan base, makes this an interesting bout. A big narrative of the build-up is how Henry defeated a juiced-up Dillashaw in only 30 seconds, while Sterling needed twice for Dillashaw while carrying a shoulder injury. Cejudo's dominance in 2 weight classes is not to be taken lightly. Not only a great martial artist, but a gold medal winner in the Olympics of 2008. However, Sterling's talent is perhaps a bit underrated. Antics apart, one more win makes him the bantamweight with the most defenses. Cejudo's versatility is what will be the most problematic for Sterling.
Gets stopped. Big elbows from Cejudo. Oh man, I thought the referee was gonna stop it. Oh, he is. That's it.
The Funkmaster has fallen victim to the viciousness of unpredictable striking. Looking at Henry Cejudo, he has gotten some great finishes, including this great knee over Dominic Cruz. And while we all know Sterling has been the victim of brutal knees, whether it was acting or not, Sterling's reign was already more complicated than Henry's. Henry was already a champion in the weight class below, and he won the 135 belt by vicious ground and pound, and not by disqualification. Not trying to discredit Sterling, but Cejudo's wins are far more definitive.
Yo, you better win your fight because I'm coming on your ass, boy. I'm coming for that ass.
you could make the argument that the second round against Yan was dominant.
You know, Peter Yan has a reputation for taking the first couple of rounds off in order to gain intel. To me, this could be over.
Oh, this is big.
Oh, this is
that. He's got the body triangle fully on the back.
And this is what Aljamain's talked about. It's just.
However, the decision was still considered a robbery by many. Verdict MMA had it as a draw. In a weight class with characters like Sean O'Malley, Corey Sandhagen, Chito Vera, and even Adrian Yanez, the talent pool is endless. People are much more interested in seeing one of them as champion other than Aljamain, who has a sour personality at times. And to make matters worse, Sterling is the teammate and close friend of #1 contender Merab Dvalishvili, who, despite great skill, does not carry an exciting fighting style. To make matters even worse, he is open to fight all the bantamweights except the champion, creating a very hard scenario for fans and the UFC.
Please don't ask me any more this question. We're not fighting each other. We are brothers, okay?
And now, Henry Cejudo surges as the unsuspecting hero to save the bantamweight division. Despite his 3-year hiatus, Cejudo is still a staple of the sport, coaching extraordinary talent like strawweight champ Zhang Weili and the GOAT John Bones Jones. Henry Cejudo is not letting a layoff impact his performance. After all, a lot of legends have come back well after layoffs.
GSP drops fishing. Oh, big elbows from St. Pierre.
You hurt him bad. It's over. It's over, Joe. It's over, Joe. It's over, Joe. It's over.
George St. Pierre.
Henry Cejudo never lost his belt. What makes it even better is that he is open to training with old rivals, and he has good company by his side. Funkmaster isn't short on the trash talk. Sterling's biggest attribute is perhaps his back control.
He's too high.
However, when it comes to striking, he could use some work. Moreover, Sterling's desperation wrestling against someone like Henry Cejudo is not ideal, particularly when tired. Despite his smaller stature, Cejudo is great at avoiding back takes. Cejudo is a far better striker if this fight does stay standing. While Triple C has 8 wins by KO or TKO, Sterling has 0. Henry is a notorious competitor, having won in multiple divisions in different realms of combat. Sterling is currently at the peak of his game, though Henry is not to be taken lightly. People confuse his cringy character for the true athlete that he is, a world-class Olympian and a 2-time UFC champ. We are all excited to see him come back to the top.